All right, what's the next video? What's the next one we're doing?
I don't know, you tell me.
Oh my God, food.
Food.
Food, let's talk about food. Ready?
Ready.
All right, today we're deep diving into food. There's a lot to cover. It's a crazy amount of food to discuss in restaurants. But today, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna go from our least favorite restaurant or place to eat to our favorite. All right, so let's go through the list of what is at the Grand Paraiso first. So I'm going through the list, so I'm not making eye contact with you guys, I'm reading my list here. There's one buffet restaurant open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It opens at 7 a.m. 6 a la carte restaurants, of which one is open for lunch. And we're not going to cover this, but the thing about the Grand is that you have access to all the other restaurants in the complex, and that gives you access to 20 to 23 restaurants. It's a ridiculous number of restaurants. You'd have to stay at the Grand all month, for a full month, to try them all.
Plenty of options.
But the best restaurants are at the Grand. So there's no real reason, unless you get bored there. You're there for 2 weeks, you want to try other stuff.
Yeah, there's the other kinds of restaurants off, like Mediterranean and Greek, and like there's all sorts of different.
Yeah, but the minute you leave the complex, you're surrounded by kids, honestly.
Kids are fine.
All right, so let's get something out of the way quickly. There's three restaurants at the shopping mall. Well, 3 places to eat at the shopping mall. We did them all. It was the first time that we've done that. So there's the Star Cafe, which is a pastry coffee shop.
A little coffee shop with pastries, yeah.
Oh, what'd you think of that?
I liked it. It was cute. It was like going into a Starbucks, and they can make you any kind of cafe you wanted, and there was all sorts of different pastries and donuts, and I gained 10 pounds just looking at the food. But it was all, we tried some were still sweeter than others, but we had some really nice coffees.
Yeah,
it was good.
It's like going to a small Starbucks where you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
So
that's all included.
So you just walk in, you say, I want a mocha latte. That's what you had, right?
That's what I had. It was really good.
And a muffin. You get a muffin, mocha latte. You don't have to pay a dime. You want a tip, you tip. And that's it. That's Star Cafe. It's not no fuss. You're not going to get a sandwich. You're not going to get a salad. You're not going to get anything else other than coffee and pastry. Then we did the taco place. Taco shop. I don't even know what it's called.
I think it's called the taco shop.
Let's officially baptize it as taco shop. So this was our first time doing this. It opened at 12. Luckily, we were early in line because
it was definitely a line.
There was definitely a line. What do you think?
It was okay.
You had a burrito.
I had a burrito. Yeah, I would say the food was average. I didn't find it flavorful. It was definitely lacking some seasoning, which seemed to be a theme this time around for some reason. But I mean, it was a good portion. You go in, you order from the menu. They make it right in front of you, and you can get a cerveza to go with it, or anything. I think I had like some hibiscus tea, which was really good. And what did you have?
I had tacos. I had the spicy pork and chicken, I think. So 2 separate. I had 4 tacos total. They're really, really small. You get to put in condiments if you want and stuff. It was fine. Just not awesome. I found you get better tacos at the Grand over their lunch buffets. But it was It might be convenient. I wouldn't go out of my way.
Same.
So, so yeah, there's a lot of people that talk up the taco place online. Honestly, me. The next place was the hamburger place. It's honestly, we're not fast food people.
It was horrible.
And they make their burgers fast food style, which means that they press them down to this sliver of meat, put a slice of cheese on it, call it a burger.
Some French fries. I think the French fries are better than the burger.
Fries were better.
Yeah. Better than that.
So it's super generic. But you know what? If you have a gaggle of 13-year-old boys and you want to send them packing, you give them some tip money. You say, go to the mall, get yourself some burgers. Get out of my face. That's what you do. And
good for teenagers.
And they would love it.
Yep. Exactly. But yeah.
But us, no. So honestly, the three places at the shopping mall. The whole shopping mall experience, I don't really get it.
It's underwhelming.
It's really, I think it's really meant for the other resorts.
Yeah.
Where it's just a way of expanding the resorts. There's a playground for children. Yeah. It's a way to make the other resorts larger. But if you're staying at the Grand,
it's honestly, not necessary.
I don't.
I will say at the shopping mall there is a pharmacy. So if you find yourself needing any pharmaceuticals, like over-the-counter medications, don't go to the gift shops. Go to the pharmacy, and it's cheap, and they have the good stuff. So just FYI, there is a farm, and it's not promoted. It's kind of tucked away, but just know that there is a pharmacy that you can go get. Probably that one level up that you'd get at a CVS or a Walgreens or something other versus going into. I bought something at the gift shop because I was limited when I needed something. Terrible. So went to the pharmacy. Much better options.
Yep. Room service. Let's get room service out of the way. For the first time, I think the first time.
Yeah.
We did room service.
Yep.
We did room service for
breakfast.
Twice for breakfast. Yeah. We did dinner.
And we had to do dinner one night because we didn't go for Mexican because we were ill. Yes.
We're not feeling well. We didn't feel like spreading the sickness.
We were trying to be conscientious of the other people.
We just got room service. So the first order for room service was super underwhelming. It was cold. It arrived on time.
Yep.
45 minutes.
We got more egg-based options. So the egg was kind of cold. They were cold. Everything else was fine. Other than that, everything else was fine.
Yeah, the French toasts were honestly it was 3 slices. So it was about a 1.5 toast on a regular order. So just double it up.
How are you this morning?
Oh, good.
Very good.
Thank you. You can put the coffee in the. Thank you.
All right. All right. Wrapping up the breakfast. Any immediate thoughts about the breakfast?
It's cold.
Room service? Yeah. That was my problem too, was cold.
It's cold. Coffee's hot though. Coffee's hot. The food is tasty. It was good. Taste-wise. It was just, for eggs, it's a little cold. And the room service was nice. The woman who dropped it off was nice. She was professional. Yeah. And it got here in 45 minutes. So it was.
Yeah. Second breakfast, much better. Mm-hmm. It was warm. I got waffles.
Waffles.
Very good. It was a much better breakfast.
Yep. I don't know why. We definitely picked different things, but it was better.
And a lot more stuff. Honestly, I don't know why we limited ourselves on the first one. The second order, we just almost got everything.
You should just get everything.
Just get everything. Double it up. Like it's just, just order more than you think. There's no downside to doing that. And the dinner?
Dinner, we got, oh my God, I think we bought everything on the menu that time. But we got soups because we wanted soups, and we got, I don't know, we got all sorts of pasta and things, we got a lot of comfort foods, and then some dessert, and it was really lovely. It was warm, it was hot, like it came, the folks that bring the food, it comes with all of the utensils and the napkins and like everything you need. And it was actually really lovely.
Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
Two weird little things about room service. You can't order coffee.
Oh yeah, that was weird. That was so weird.
You got this long ass menu of things that you can order. Coffee is not one of them.
There were some weird things you couldn't order, and that was definitely a weird one on the breakfast. Yeah.
Luckily, we went through our butler, and we just said we need coffee and milk, but there was no line item for coffee.
Yeah, that was
so. Weird. I guess you have to add it in the comments. Not sure, but anyways, I thought that was weird. The other thing was the rolls, the buns. Didn't we ask for rolls?
So we got Italian food, and we're like, okay, we want some rolls to go with it. So we put it in the comment section, and they called us up afterwards, and we're like, we don't do rolls.
Rolls aren't on the menu. I can't add it.
Yeah.
The butler actually called us, right?
Yeah.
So I answered, and he's like, I know you ordered rolls because we just texted him what we wanted. And he said, but I can't add it to the computer because there's no option for it. And my reaction was, what do you mean there's no option?
It was bizarre.
It was just weird.
They have to work on their menu for the room service. Like even the snacky type stuff, there was no chips, there was no tortilla, not tacos, corn chips or anything like that. It was very weird, like snacky type menus and things like that. So I think they need to work on their...
Yeah, it's almost like they had a baseline menu, but not a super functional one.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's just a weird glitch in the matrix for room service ordering. All right, so now let's get on to the real stuff, the restaurants.
Our least favorite.
Least favorite. Let's go.
Okay.
Number one, no.
Number five.
Five.
Six. In the number 6 spot for our least favorite place, the Venicia, the Italian restaurant. Well, so 3 years in a row, 3 years running. So our list here is based on the average of 3 years.
It's not just based on the last trip.
Yeah.
Honestly, we had some issues.
Yeah.
But it's based averaging over 3 years.
So average over 3 years, Italian has been the worst.
Consistently. The worst of all the restaurants there. And honestly, some people love it. We talked to people at the bar, and some people say they went there and they loved it. Every time we're always walking out of that restaurant disappointed.
There's no flavor in the food. This time I got just things that were overcooked, under seasoned, and we always get different plates and share, just so we can get a variety, and just nothing like had any flavor to it, or it was just. The cooking was terrible. It was
didn't you? So you're going to talk about the what you got? That was super chewy.
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it was like rubber. Anyways,
it was so bad that, and I actually
octopus.
Oh yeah.
What was it? What do you call those things? Oh my God.
I'm drawing a blank. I'll think about it later. Anyways, so bad that because they come over, the waiter asks how everything was, and like
Not edible.
Not edible. This is horrible, terrible. So
it's not even that like some pieces didn't taste good. It just wasn't edible.
It just
you couldn't chew it. It was like how that left the kitchen is beyond me.
Yeah, it was not good. So it was. So obviously he took that information back to the chef. The chef actually came out to the table, and asked questions. He offered to cook anything for us, and we're like, no, just know that the food was horrible. And
I mean, what's he gonna do? Buy you a free bottle of wine? Like give you a free meal? It's all free, so there's nothing he can do.
Right, and so he did say that he would take the information back and try to improve his team and blah blah blah. So I mean, at least they came out and acknowledged it. But yeah, that was definitely consistently the worst experience.
So there are certain restaurants that if we have choices, we don't go back to. That is the last one. I think it's the last time that we're going to try this one, unless Iberostar comes to us and said, no, we changed, but then maybe, but otherwise, no, we're done. Next, number 5.
And again, this is on average. So the Mexican restaurant is the next one for our least favorites. And unfortunately, we didn't get to go this year for dinner because we were under the weather. So we had reservations. We were going to go. We canceled because we were under the weather, and we didn't want to spread the infection. But in the past, the food is meh. It's okay. It's their lunch. They're the only restaurant that's open for lunch on the beach. The beach, for some reason, the lunch menu is great, and we always have a good lunch.
It's very casual. The ceviche is very good. Like there's no issues for lunch.
But for dinner, for some reason, the food is meh.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the deal is, but even we almost didn't book it this year, and we're like, it might be our last time. Let's give it a shot, right? Let's give it one more pass. And when it came time to decide what to do for dinner that night, we were like, let's just stay in. We didn't feel like we lost anything.
Nope. So number 4 is Tony's, the Steakhouse.
And just to be clear, from this point on, these are restaurants we would book again.
We would.
So if we went back, every restaurant that we're going to talk about from this point on, we would absolutely book again. So we're not saying that the following restaurants, Tony's is a bad restaurant. It's just there are better ones.
Right. So Tony's good. It's a steakhouse. You can get steak. You get seafood. Their seafood platter is top notch. You can get all sorts of different shellfish on a beautiful platter. It's lovely. It's fresh. It's tasty. I will say the steak I got this year, I asked for it medium rare, and it came out medium, and the seasoning on it was meh. So again, the waiter comes over, he's like, how is everything? And I tell him, no, it's medium. And I ask for medium rare. And he's like, oh, let me fire up a new one. I'm like, no, it's fine, I'll eat it. He's like, no. I'm like, no, it's okay. Well, let me tell you, he went back, he had them refire a new piece of meat. Within 10 minutes, the new piece of meat had come over, and let me tell you, it was perfect. It was perfect. And I'm like, well, why couldn't you have done that in the first place? But because it was perfect. But everything else was good.
It was good.
What did you have?
Honestly, I can't remember.
I don't remember. It was good though.
It was good. It wasn't an issue. All right, it's enough of Tony's.
Okay.
Tony's, a quick anecdote. Last year when we went to Tony's, there was a table next to us.
Oh my God.
The guy had everything from the menu.
They ordered the whole
thing.
menu.
The whole menu. Their table.
Just 2 people.
2 people. Their whole table was full of every type of steak, everything on the menu.
It was hilarious.
And we got a good laugh out of that.
That was funny.
Anyways. All right, next, number 3.
Is the Japanese restaurant. And so you can do 2 things at the Japanese restaurant. You can go do the teppanyaki tables, which we did one year, the first year, I think.
Yeah.
And the last 2 years, we've gone over to the main tables. and had just regular waiter service. Teppanyaki, you know what? It's fun. But if you know teppanyaki, I mean, it's the same. You know, no matter where you go to a Japanese restaurant, teppanyaki is the same thing. So it's fun.
Teppanyaki is teppanyaki, honestly.
Yeah,
he'll flip an egg, he'll swirl the other, he'll throw it in his hat, and he'll give you some rice with some
meat. If you're
meat.
there to be social or you're with a big group of people, it's a fun experience. So if you go and you do that one night, that's a fun thing to do. So don't go by us because it is fun, and you go with your adult kids or friends or whatever. It is a fun experience. So go. It is good. The food is good. It's great. We prefer going to the main tables. We sat this year. We sat up by the water. Was it the water or by the windows? It was really lovely, and we got this beautiful sushi plate.
Yeah,
it was so good.
Honestly, don't shy away from the sushi. It's really good.
Really good.
It's shockingly good.
Yep. And we got sake. We were able to get sake.
It's not on the menu, but you can ask for it.
You can ask for it. And they definitely have plenty of it. And then we got plenty of plates of different foods, and we shared, and oh my God, it was so good. It was so filling, and wonderful dessert. So
yeah, what was the dessert? It's mochi. It was something weird. It's nice and spongy, and it was very
really
good.
Tasty. Yeah.
So yeah, the Japanese restaurant. If I had to do any restaurants twice in my stay, I would do the Japanese restaurant twice.
Definitely.
I would do the teppanyaki, and I would do the sit down.
Yep.
You can also sit, by the way, at the sushi counter.
Oh, the sushi bar, that's right.
So there's literally 3 places, 3 zones that you could eat at the Japanese restaurant.
And I don't think you need a reservation to go sit at the sushi bar.
Yeah, it didn't look like it.
Nope.
So keep that in mind. If ever you don't know where to go, bookings, your butler or concierge tells you there's nothing for dinner tonight.
You can always go there.
Just drop in there and say you got any space. They probably will. Next,
Number
2. This is a shocker. It's the French restaurant, L'Atelier. How do you say it?
I can't say it.
She can't say it. L'Atelier is the French restaurant, and it used to be number 1 up until this last trip. It was our number 1 favorite place to eat when we were at the Grand. And it had been top notch in the past. This trip, it went down a notch.
I think from what we heard, they changed the menu, which it did seem a little bit different, but it definitely wasn't up to the standards or the experience we've had in the past. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad, just blah.
It was, there was something about the seasoning, like
everything felt undersalted or just underseasoned. It lacked a little bit of je ne sais quoi.
There he goes with his French again.
But normally, things there are normally tasty in the past, so we're not going to rate it based on just this last experience.
We talked to people that said they had a great dinner there, so maybe it was a bad night. So we're not going to, knock it. Again, this is based on our average experience. It's still our favorite. We'd go back there again in a heartbeat. Maybe it was just a bad night for us. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, it's very, very good, and it got knocked out of first place by
the buffet.
The buffet is shockingly our number 1 restaurant at the Grand. It's and just to be absolutely transparent on why it's taken over number 1. There's 2 reasons from my perspective: the consistency and the quality of the food that you get at the buffet. Hola.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Burger and fries, pink wine. See what I'm gonna get. Oh, gotta pick up my tab. Hola.
¿Y la cosa sin gluten? No, esa no. Digo sí, pero lleva pasta.
And I have to say, their New Year's Eve gala meal is just a spectacular buffet, and that knocked it up to number one. And it shocked me when I was making this list. Like, it's just that is the New Year's Eve buffet is my favorite meal of my stay. Love the jacket. Thank you.
better. Because we were in the Dominican.
No, my mom. Get your sauce today?
There we go. It's fantastic.
It's got anything and everything you can imagine. You could spend 3 hours in there if you wanted to, and just from appetizers to main courses, you can get you could literally 6 courses, just for the main meal.
The shellfish, if you're into shellfish, their seafood section was just spectacular.
Seafood, sushi, like just all sorts of different like little picky appetizer type things, salads, anything you can want from an appetizer perspective. And then they have carving stations upon carving stations, all different types of foods and varieties of foods. And so it wasn't like there was a pasta station if you wanted pasta. There was steak and chicken and fish, and they'll cook you fish to order. Oh my God, just to die for. And then the best part, the dessert.
Desserts, just. Just a massive long table of desserts. If you're a dessert fiend,
If you get a sweet tooth, oh my God,
yeah.
you die and go to heaven.
Just a massive table, and then you got another table of desserts, and yeah, it's just high quality for a buffet. It's just high quality. It's just I was walking around filming, and I got to the shellfish station. And I stop, I take some video of it, and a guy walks up next to me and he goes, "Holy crap!" And then he leaves to get his phone so he can come back and take pictures of it. It's just spectacular. So I don't know how many times a year they have meals like this, gala type buffet dinners. But every year we've been there, they've always had it. So
Yeah, it's and you have to book it. So just as an FYI,
oh yeah,
make sure you book it. Funny story, but it's like any other reservation. You have to book the gala, and you have to know to book it. So this is an FYI for anyone who goes over the holiday, over the New Year's. make sure you book New Year's Eve at the buffet, because you can, and don't get me wrong, you can book dinner anywhere, but if you want to go to the New Year's Eve gala buffet, you have to book the buffet. And normally you don't have to book the buffet, but for New Year's Eve, you absolutely have to.
Yeah.
And a quick funny side story, there was a gentleman we saw, he didn't have reservations and he had a big party of people with him and he didn't make a reservation, but he was insistent that he was going to get seated, and they're like, sorry, we're booked. Like, there's no place for you to sit. And he pulled out his wallet. He was going to tip them like I don't know what ended up happening, but eventually he did get a seat for his party. But he was like, what do you mean? And he was just standing
Took out his business card at some point. I almost kind of said, do you know who I am?
It was so funny to watch.
He might have been a bigwig. Who knows? I honestly, I don't know, but he wasn't ready for it. He didn't know you had to do that. You need to book
for New Year's Eve.
Your gala dinner at the buffet. And again, I'm going to go back. I'm going to talk about Tom. We met a lovely gentleman and his kids. And so shout out to Tom. What's his daughter's name? Amanda. Chris, it's Christian, and Matt. Matt is the son, and his girlfriend Madison. So they were all there, and Tom told us that he booked the Venetian for New Year's Eve. And our reaction was like, why wouldn't you go to the gala? He's like, it's a buffet. I felt like booking it. Like, I get it. If you don't know that the gala is extraordinary, you would just skip it. But do not skip the gala. It's really, really good food for a buffet. Honestly, even if it wasn't a buffet, if it was
just regular
night, a la carte, and they gave you that quality food, it would be great.
Yep.
So that's it for the top restaurants. Is that it for the
that's it.
The list?
That's it.
Did we cover everything from a food perspective?
I think so. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of options.
A lot of options.
Try everything. I mean, at least once if you can, depending on how long you're staying. Like I said, if you really want to try the restaurants at the other resorts, go for it. We haven't done that. We haven't found the need to do that. But if you're staying for a long period of time, there are other options if you want to venture out. But otherwise, food is good. High quality. It's good.
Very, very good. And honestly, don't eliminate the buffet as a reasonable meal. It's
for any meal. Like
very,
it's
very
just good. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's very good.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. So that's it. That's food.
Okay.